Fine. Okay. So I need to topics. No, no, only few. Okay, topics for physical chemistry, right? We have so many different types of chemistry. Okay, we have qualitative chemistry, quantitative chemistry. We have environmental chemistry, nuclear chemistry, physical chemistry. Okay, like that. So many. Okay, so we can choose what chemistry we'll be able to share. I'm going to touch. If we talk about physical chemistry, okay, it's something to do with physical aspects or the physical properties or physical changes. You know those physical changes, physical properties? Yeah, I think so because there's a lot of coverage and topics of physical chemistry, right? Okay, I can only now discuss more on the physical aspects. We have freezing point, melting point, like that. Okay, solubility. Okay, those properties are more on physical aspects, and you can find that also in the chemical engineer's handbook. Okay, talking about the physical properties of certain elements and compounds. There you can find everything, and there's an equivalent constants. Okay, for that a lot. For example, what are those constants that you're referring to? It could be a boiling point elevation constant, okay, freezing point depression constant, okay, like that, the density at certain temperature and pressure, something like that is being shown there, reflected there in the chemical engineer's handbook. Okay, and sorry for that. I did not bring my chemical engineer's handbook. I just left that, okay, in my home. Okay, but every time I will go back to the Philippines, I'll just scan that for a while and read something, okay. So many interesting topics also regarding science, pure sciences, specifically the chemical engineering discipline, okay? And it's very broad, something like that, mixing pure sciences with the application of technology plus the application of engineering mathematics. It's all about chemical engineering, all about, right? The application of engineering mathematics plus the technology plus the pure sciences. It's all about the design aspects and then the producing from raw materials to various products. Okay, in order for product sustainability, reliability, and also for the advancement of the features of the product, something like that. It could be environmental friendly and also the quality of the product, something like that. And above all, safe products for the consumers or customers, and it has a good and positive impact to the environment as well. And of course, your products must be profitable enough to sustain your business also, especially if you're in the industry. Okay, a lot, okay, something like that. Okay, so again, this is I am a singer, eternal voice. Okay, please stay with me as I go over some of the discussion regarding physical chemistry. Okay, thank you so much. I'm back with my live streaming. Yay! Oh my gosh, like that. Okay, where's my código? I don't have to have my código. Okay, I'll just memorize the basic formulas out of it. Okay. So I'll discuss already the Henry's law, right? So the Henry's law has also connection to the Raolts law. How can I pronounce that one? Raolts law or Raolts law? I cannot pronounce it properly. Okay. So as I go over when I read something, okay, I just found out that this Raolts law is considered to be a colligative property. You remember that one in chemistry? Colligative property. Anybody can answer what is a colligative property? Oh, I'm asking to you now. Okay, please give me a chance to be a professor and instructor at this moment in time. Okay, though it's not legit because I'm not an instructor really by profession. Okay, but I just love, I love reporting, I love communication, and I love sharing information to everybody. Okay, to the extent, sorry, that nobody will listen to me. Okay, okay, that would not be an important thing. The important is I could be able to share information. This is also part of my blogging. Okay, and I have to establish momentum in my vloggings and streamings also, so that I can add, watch hours and views, something like that, for monetization process, and then in the future I could now have my own profit in YouTube, right? It's enjoyable, right? You share your income after all. Okay? So you have an active income, your salary every month by working in a company. Then at the same time, you have a passive income through your talents. Okay, you can maximize your talents. Not only that, only vlogging, live streaming. Not only that, for example, if you are a good singer, and then you can also perform gigs somewhere in cities like that, and you can add also money from your income. Okay, if you're a good performer. Not only that, right? And then you have also a talent. Share it if you have a talent, if you are good in mathematics, okay? And then somebody will hire you as a tutor, right? For their children, so that they can understand easily the basic concepts of mathematics. Okay, like that. Okay, so you can have passive income not only through your regular salary in working in that company. You can also share talents, your talents in everything that you want to do, okay? In the things that you enjoy the most, something like that, okay? For example, dancing, singing, writing poems and articles, something like that, or sharing information in social media, whatever platforms, in order for you to share your talents and skills like that, okay? Because what I'm trying to encourage to everybody is I want you to be versatile enough. I don't want you to be put inside a box. Okay, you should explore out of from the box. Okay, there's so much things to explore in this contemporary world. Not only for our job, right? There's a lot of topics to be shared: science, health, music, entertainment, politics, like that. And I want you also to talk, not just merely reading and watching, okay? And also talk and communicate also in social media. Me, this is an avenue for me to talk and communicate to my audience also, because I love also to talk too much, okay? I love sharing information, okay? What is missing to me now is that I forgot to write an articles, because I really love writing poems, writing articles, because I was in the journalism when I was in high school, in the college. I am one of the editors, okay, in our schools. Okay, I was an editorial, editor, something like that, feature editor like that. Okay, so I have a knowledge also for journalism. Because consistently speaking to you, my first course I love is not engineering. It's really mass communication, broadcast journalism. That's my first love course that I would be able to take when I was young. When I graduated high school. Okay? Oh my gosh, I'm talking too much. My topic is only physical chemistry. I touch about my personal history. Okay, okay. Oh, where's my? I don't have it. I don't have to show you my codigo. Not a codigo, but only the certain topics that I will be able to discuss to you right now. Okay, something like that. Okay, yesterday. Oh my gosh. There's a personal confession to everybody. Okay, because when I am boring singing, because I have a talent to sing also, and I love music. Okay, I cannot live without music. I cannot live without singing songs also. I cannot live without humming songs for God. I love to sing praise and worship to the Lord our God. So that is my, my forte really. My genre is praise and worship songs, and then ballad, pop songs, and a mixture of high notes for male category. Sometimes I can also sing diva songs and case from famous like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. So I'm very, very thankful to God that God gave me this kind of talent. Okay, I can manage. I can do also opera singing also sometimes. Okay, but I can tell you that this is only informal singing because I don't have formal training in singing. This is just only an inborn talent that I was young. It's already there when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, and then I go up. Because as I said long time ago, I also joined amateur singing contests before. before, right? And it's just tough when I was in college because I focused on my study in chemical engineering, because chemical engineering is very difficult, really. If you want to take chemical engineering, be ready for yourself, like that, because you're studying purely imaginations. You cannot see those, protons, neutrons, like that, electrons, and you have to deal with that. My gosh. Okay, especially in nuclear chemistry, a lot. You're studying isotopes like that. In organic chemistry, in the rubber industry, plastic industry, we also study chemical process industries and a lot. And also, chemical engineering focus only also in physical and chemical separation processes. A lot of that in the unit operations. Okay, there's what we call distillation, evaporation, crystallization, what else? Momentum transfer, like that, fluid flow, okay, transport phenomena, like that, reaction kinetics or chemical engineering reaction, okay, dealing with the chemical reactors, okay, dealing with cooling towers, boilers, like that, blah, 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 so on. So you will be crazy. So many topics in chemical engineering, really. So what's interests me the most are the physical and chemical separation processes, something like that. I'm not really that good in mathematics, but I am really a trying hard person. Trying hard, PH. I am very proud to accept that I am very trying hard student when I was in high school and college. Because in elementary, I have no courage to study, right? Because my brain is still empty at that time. Oh my gosh. Okay, going back to physical chemistry. Hello, mega shout out to everybody there. To my friends in YD and Facebook. Oh. Okay, 2 minutes and 48 seconds already. Okay, I must get my formulas. What's my formulas? Actually, it's in my mind, but I have to write it again. Because you have to write and rewrite, something like that. And you have to remember and recall the basic concepts plus the complicated and difficult formulas after you derive it or after you memorize it. It could either be two. You will be able to memorize it or you will be able to derive it from your own, something like that. Okay, because normally difficult formulas are no longer to be derived because it will take time to derive that. You have to memorize something like that. But if you want to make sure that it's really correct. Okay, this going back to Raolts Law. I just pronounced this the Raolts Law, right? Because it's capital R, small letter A, small letter O, small letter L, T, S, Raolts, right? Raolts Law. It talks about vapor pressure of a solution, something like that, blah, 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 so on, so on. And in relation to the mole fraction of the solvent and the liquid mixture in an ideal solution. Henry's law is still an ideal mixture, so you have to analyze that one also. So meaning to say, you have to connect that to the Dalton's law of partial pressure, the Boyle's law, the Charles law, the Gay-Lussac's law, the Avogadro law, or simply the general gas equation, the PV&RT. The most basic equation of all the ideal gas. And sometimes, not sometimes, I think it's very difficult to connect that with the real gases. If there's an ideal gas, there is also real gases, and the equation for that is the van der Waals equation. Okay, the van der Waals equation is not really discussed that in the college or whatever, but it came out in the board examination. Okay, so if you don't read a lot during your college days, then sometimes you'll be in trouble. Okay, I tell you honestly, do not rely too much on your instructors. You have to go to the library most of your break time so that you could learn a lot. Okay? Okay, and you found books that are managing to discuss in a very difficult fashion. Fashion meaning style or method. In a very difficult method, then you go to other books. Okay? So that's only synonymous terms. Fashion, style, method, scheme. Scheme, S-C-H-E-M-E. By the way, in journalism, you'll be able to study a lot of synonymous terms that has the same meaning. Sometimes it's very difficult also in problem solving. It's very easy for problem solving that you know the terms for that particular English, something like that. Okay, so it would help a lot also in solving problem solving in whatever physical and chemical separations, separate processes, chemical engineering, general engineering, whatever, or in your major subjects. Okay, so it's better to to have to interest more on I could say and science. If you have that, then bingo, you can usually pass in a certain examination, whatever, chuba chuba chu chu. Okay, it will help a lot also. Okay, especially that there are problem solvings that you never encountered that before in your entire life, and it will just came out in the examination, in the actual examination. I was wondering what to do for this now. Okay, and you have to derive equations or formulas out of those basic formulas that your instructors are already teaching you before, something like that. You have to connect that. Connecting the dots also, not only in politics, but also in science and mathematics, you have to connect the dots. Okay? One information to another information, you have to connect it, and you have to link that from time, something like it's all about mathematics and pure sciences. Okay, especially the laws and theories in science are very important also. Okay, sometimes, not sometimes, it's all the time really, right? Because the formulas will just came out after the laws and the theories had been established by various scientists, right? So the formulation is just a later part of their discovery. The first thing they do is they have to have the observations on a certain phenomena, and then we have to gather the data, and then they have to have a hypothesis for that. They have to analyze and evaluate that phenomena, and then they can come up to the theories and principles behind that, and it will become a law, okay, a scientific law. Okay, as you can remember for that in scientific research, okay, and it will become a law. Then they can establish a formula out from that law. I will tell you, it is very impossible to have the discovery and hypothesis, evaluation and analysis of the data or a phenomena that a scientist that be able to discover during the times of 1800s, 1700s. There are a lot of scientists, right? As you could remember, so much. Okay, we have the father of chemistry. Who is the father of chemistry? Okay, research that. Okay, and then we have the atomic theory of Dalton, something like that. Okay, there's so many scientists, and after those scientists' discovery, we have a law, and after that, we have the formulas and equations behind that we'll be able to use for the problem solving. And until now, those laws are we're using now because there's no scientist at this early stage that their laws and equations are being adopted in the elementary, in the high school, the college. As usual, it's the same laws as before. Okay? There's no such laws before that. Laws of Sotero, first law of Sotero, no like that. Only 3 laws of Isaac Newton. Even though how intelligent are present times nowadays, but there is no new laws and equations that are being declared and reflected in the textbooks in the grade school level, in the high school education, and in the college education. It's still the same as what the 1970s are using, as what as the 1980s are using, at what 1990s are using, and that millennial students are using. It's just the same. The only difference is that we are only incorporating the technology behind of it, the modern technology, but still the basic concepts are coming from those scientists. Okay, so that would mean that the students before are very intelligent compared before. For example, Isaac Newton, like that. Okay, Alexander Fleming, like that. Okay, like that. Joseph Priestley, okay, the one who discovered oxygen, like that. Henry Cavendish, the one who discovered hydrogen, something like that. Okay, Henry Becquerel discovered the radioactivity. Pierre Marie Curie discovered the X-ray, something like that. Okay, that's only the few of the scientists that under the discovery, and there's a lot. Okay, you have to research for yourself for that also. Oh my gosh, too much talking, and it switches other topics. Okay, physical things that I do, right? Okay, I will now get my pen, and I will get extra empty papers. Oh my gosh. Alright, if I talk too fast, okay, and you cannot understand, please signals me to slow down a bit, okay? Because it's just normal for me to talk a lot, to talk so fast and talk spontaneously, okay? just tell me, oh, I am a senior general voice, just slow down, I cannot understand whatever. Just slow down a bit, something like that. Okay, because it's my culture. When I was in high school, in college, I really love to talk spontaneously, okay? Especially English. I can communicate. Okay, that's the God talent given to me also. Okay, aside from my singing, I can really talk in English on the spot in front of audience. Okay, and I miss also doing MCing and hosting for certain programs, especially during fiestas or whatever. I used to be an MC also for that. Okay, hosting skills. Oh my gosh, I miss that. But never mind. I'll go back. This is only an alternative because I cannot have that anymore. Okay, because I am working. Okay, okay, I can do that in the future. I think so. Okay. Or in the future, if I will become now, let's say, a professor someday, 5 years or 10 years after that, who knows? I could be able to become I can finish my master's degree and after that, a doctor's degree. Okay, because I have still a plan for that. Okay, when I was in high school, grabe, my ambition really is to formulate my own book under my own name. Okay, I want to make my own book under my own name. That's my ambition also. Aside from taking up Bachelor of Science in Mass Communications, major in Broadcast Journalism. I like that also. And then I like that also really. Okay, but I cannot blame the situation because I am not enjoying that one. Okay. I still, anyway, I can use that also, especially in a situation, right? In communication skills or any speech moment. May ganun ba siya? Okay. Speech moment or speech situation. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, you can have informal speaking, whatever, like that. Okay, and also miss also training. Okay, due to COVID-19, then the training has been stopped. Okay, so I'm very boring without education. No education really. I'm really very boring if I cannot share information, certain topics to anybody else. Really, because that's why I love also this field in OSH because I can also, share information to anybody else, something like that. I can talk to any levels of the organization, something like that. And I can also establish leadership, particularly also in management from the lower levels of the organization to the top levels of the organization. And I can talk also with them, okay, something like that. So it's really, I really, really, really love to have effective communication skills. Okay, like that, and that is very, very important in the interviews. You can really have and you can easily pass those interviews in a certain hiring companies nowadays, especially because not only in written you are good at it, you are also be supposedly good at oral communications. Okay, because that could calibrate how versatile you are in both written and in both oral communication skills, and it can only be proven through an interviews. Okay, or it can only be proven if someone will ask you to talk in front of the audiences, and you have you have to deal with a certain sharing of information and a certain seminars, symposiums, whatever like that. You can have also you have your own platform of sharing your information, just like this, vlogging and live streaming, and you can also share your information to them. Okay, free, out from cost, something like that. Okay, really, I really love to do this. Going back to the physical chemistry, my gosh. We're talking too much. Hello, mega shout out to everybody who are listening in my Facebook account, in my Twitter account. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's being rotated. Sorry for the interruption. It was being rotated. Why? Oh my gosh. I don't know why. It's being interrupted for a while. Sorry for that. I have to adjust this for a while and wait. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord. By September, now we embrace October, February. Christmas will be coming. Okay, yay! Merry Christmas to everybody. That's why I can really observe and also singing some songs, Christmas songs. Okay, because due to that February, okay, 2 months coming and it will become a Christmas day. Okay, and let's celebrate for that, my gosh. The whole wide world will celebrate that because it's Christ in the manger, in the Bethlehem. Okay, and that's we are waiting for that. I'm very, very excited for that also. Okay, going back to physical chemistry. Oh my gosh. Okay, it was interrupted. Hello? Okay, I will get an empty paper, but really, okay, then, woo! I'm very, very proud that I'm finished with my regular exercise a while ago. It took me 1 hour and 30 minutes to perform a regular exercise every week. Every Friday and every Saturday, by the way, I am doing my exercise, anaerobic exercise inside the home only. Okay, before I did my jogging outside, right? But now it's stopped due to the pandemic COVID-19, and I'm very, very afraid for that even until now. So I do my exercise on Friday and Saturday during my day offs. Okay, and I'm very, very proud that I did it. Okay. I did it, my regular exercise. So honestly, I'm reducing it to twice. It's just only that I don't have the courage to increase. What's the reason behind for that? But I am very, very hooked on social media, especially in YouTube live streamings and vloggings. I think that is the main reason why my views to only twice per week. Okay, and as you notice, okay, in this month previously, right, I didn't post my exercises in my FB page, something like that, because it's just the same, right? Whether you post or not, it's just the same. I'd rather love to communicate it to everyone in this live streaming, or it could be YT live streaming, okay? Goal. It's better to have this enjoyment pastime if you have a goal, right? If you have a goal, then you can also profit that out of goal, and then you can be financially rewarded in the end, rather than taking too much time in Facebook, do commenting, reacting, or whatever, but you don't have a goal to earn money after all, right? So then it's gonna be good like this. I can earn money in the future by doing and sharing information to everybody in this online platform or virtual platform through YT live streaming and vlogging. And before that, it's a very long time I'm talking to you, right? I didn't proceed to my physical chemistry topic. Oh my gosh, so much ad-libs. Oh my gosh, ad-libs talaga siya. Okay, I will just drink my hot coffee first. Introduce my brain. I don't know, because coffee has a caffeine content. If you can remember in science also, this is discussed in chemistry also, right? Caffeine is a substance present in the coffee. And this caffeine can energize your brain? I think so. That's why if you drink coffee, you will not feel sleepy at all because your brain are energized through this caffeine. Okay, just try to relate it with that. I think so. That was a long time ago. I read information regarding caffeine. Okay, it makes you alert all the time and makes you something hyper, something that you will never feel sleepy. You will never feel tired. That's why you drink coffee. Okay, so that's the content of the coffee. The caffeine. That's why it's called coffee because it's based on caffeine. So that's why coffee. The word is derived from there. I think so. Not really proven, but it's gonna be like that. Oh my gosh. And another reason also why I drink coffee 3 times a day because it lowers blood pressure also. Okay? It lowers blood pressure, especially when you drink coffee without sugar. Okay? It can regulate your blood sugar or glucose in your blood level. It can regulate, so it's better to drink also coffee, but not too much in a day. I think it could be also 3 times a day. Go beyond that, okay? Because if it's over, it's too much, that's not also good, okay? Like that. In everything, if it is too much, it's not good already. Okay? For example, if I'm vlogging too much, 4 times a day, it's not also longer good in my health, okay? You can only vlog once per day, 3 times a week, okay? So anything that is too much or extreme is bad for anybody, okay? Even though how good it is, or whatever, however, like that you're enjoying that. But if it's over, it's no longer also good. Okay? Do I'm stating that correctly or not? Anything that is excessive, okay, it is not good. Okay? Because my vocal throat really cracking already and I have to stop it, right? You will not abuse your condition of your voice, because God gave that voice to you and you must take care also your voice, something like that. You can share to anybody, but you have certain limitation. For example, time frame to finish that one, like that. So me personally, I will limit my time and sing also, because it is not good also for the health of your voice condition. Okay, so we need to have longevity. Longevity, the sustainability of your vocal conditions. Okay, because I am now at 40s. Maybe I can no longer sing in my 70s or in my 60s if I will abuse my voice, because I could still have a plan to sing even though reaching that ages. Grabe talaga, no? Yes. Okay. I don't find anybody that at the age of 60s and 70s are still singing in the video key or in live performances and the gigs. No, because 60s and 70s are already aging, right? So it's not normal for at that age to sing in the stage or in a formal event, right? But for me, I want also to still sing at that age, 50, 60, and 70s. Even though not on the stage, only in the home, video or whatever, with my family attending something, I can still manage to sing. This is not also good to always live at that age because you are already aging right now. I want to prove that at that age, I'm still healthy. Okay, with the help of the Lord our God, I think He can still give me good health at the time. Okay, prayers, and also, okay, because if you will not do something for your health, God cannot help you also. You are still alive here on earth. Something like that. Okay? I will drink now my coffee, my God. Wait for a while. Woo! Okay. Actually, I connect this microphone to the mobile phone like that. Okay. Like that. Okay, this is my avenue really of having my pastime. Okay. Okay, because it's also very, very boring to keep on thinking about the work. You have also to spend for yourself like that. But this is only one of my avenues. Okay, I'm done singing yesterday. So that would be enough, right? Okay, now take my coffee. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will do my coffee, right? Then I have to boil the water. So I am undergoing now the Henry's Law of evaporation. So daily, you can apply the Henry's Law and the Raolts Law, even though you are at home, okay? Because every time you will boil your water to have a coffee, then there's a process of evaporation, okay? The liquid molecules will vaporize in the atmosphere, okay? The vapor pressure of the liquid will now equal to the pressure of the surrounding. So that is boiling point. That is 100 degrees Celsius. Then if it will not be equal, then there will be no boiling point at all. So there will be no evaporation or vaporizing of the liquid molecules into the atmosphere. Okay, like that. So daily, ala tool. Okay, you can still also use the basic principles of chemistry in your daily life. And it is very, very important. And we should not forget that. Forget that when we are aging process, we'll be reaching 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, like that. We can still remember that basic principles in chemistry or basic principles in science or basic principles in mathematics, right? Like that. Oh, vocal ad-libs. Vocal ad-libs, speech ad-libs, or statement ad-libs. Something like that. Oh my gosh. My time will be consumed just too much blah blah blah, voca. Oh my gosh. So, hello guys, sorry for that. Here is my water. Pure water is not really that pure because there are still minerals for this. Unless if this is distilled water. So distilled water is undergoing the process of distillation. Meaning to say more of the minerals are being vaporized into the atmosphere. So the minerals are being removed there. So now it's becoming from the water. It's the basic concepts. Okay, like that. So the salts are okay. Now I have to count this water in the kilo. I have to demonstrate one by one. Oh my gosh. Okay, demonstrate like this. And then my solvent is only liquid water. So what's the formula of water? H2O. Okay, it will undergo the oxygen gas will be also released. Okay, you are wondering where's the hydrogen gas will be exposed to? Oh my gosh. Of course, it will just volatilize somewhere else. We don't know really, and that's this. Okay, all I know that this hydrogen is the lightest element in the universe. Of course, it will be volatilized, and we don't know where the particles of hydrogen gas will be going. Diba? So all we know is it will just vaporize. Okay, we have the air condition, and we open the door, and we have the the openings, and it will go to the atmosphere, of course. Okay, we need to explain further. And the oxygen gas, you have to breathe that every day, right? For your survival in this world. If no oxygen, you will die. Sure. Okay, so oxygen is very important. It's coming from the water, that it will be vaporizing due to the heat applied, and I will be able to apply the heat with a certain temperature, blah 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 blah, blah like that, and I can breathe oxygen. Inhale oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide. Oh my gosh, really? And you will be asking, where is the carbon coming from? Of course, a combination of biology and chemistry. Okay? Like that. Too much talking. Hi, shout out everybody for watching my live streams. Hello everybody. This is I am a Senior Eternal Voice. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for some newest updates of I am a Senior Eternal Voice Engineer, Sotero, Nepomuceno Engineer, biggest chemical engineering graduate of Cebu Institute of Technology University. Woo! Charot. May ganon. Okay, just wait for a while. Guys, I'm very now trouble because I want to renew my PRC license card, but I don't know how to renew it. Do you have any idea how to renew it? Because I think you have to do a lot of CPDs, okay, continuing professional development, CPDs topics, right? And you'll be able to join seminars, symposiums, or whatever, and then you can gain units out of that. And then that units will be incorporated with the Philippine Regulation Commission so that you can be able to renew your PRC license card. Okay, but I don't know how to do it. I'm in trouble right now. My PRC license card will be expiring on November during my birthday. And November is the next month na siya. So I'm in trouble right now. Okay. How can I renew it? Oh my gosh. Hello guys! Nagbo-boil ako ng tubig, something like that. Tubig. Oh my gosh. Okay, my shirt is, this is a shirt, okay, my elementary reunion t-shirt, okay, 28 years, then and now, elementary level, okay. You know, my educational history is very funny, very ironic really. I want to share with you, really ironic, but I think you don't believe it, it's very ironic. You know, ironic meaning exaggerated. Something like that, and it looks like unbelievable, or it's not really that normal. It's not typical. Okay, later I will share with you why. Ano talaga my real and excitements. Hello guys. Oh, I love to drink coffee talaga. In fairness. Oh my gosh. Skyflakes for life. Skyflakes rich in carbohydrates. May ganon. And soda. Hello guys. Basta ang topic na to karon is Raolts Law. Okay, later I will be discussing something. Okay, anyway, there's no time limit for this. Only YT will signals me if my live streaming is over, it will be interrupted immediately because I think given also for 2 hours. I don't know. YT administrator, what YouTube administrator have a regulation also. And then even though you keep on talking and then your vlogging, your live streaming will reach up to how many hours, it will be automatically interrupted and stop, and you don't know why. Okay, because there is an administrator, right? Just like an FB administrator. You will try to regulate something if it is beyond what is really the requirement for the certain live streaming. Okay? Oh my gosh. Hello guys. I'm very lazy to watch the match or whatever. They are very angry with me because, when I was young, I'm always hooked on the books, the notebooks, something like that, writing, like this, studying, and then, because I am the youngest in the family, something like that, and then I cannot perform regular household chores like this because my brothers and sisters will do it and will save me instead that I will be able to do it. Okay, like that. And when I wake up in the morning, the food are already on the table, something like that, and they just leave me to do everything in my study, something like that. Okay, and it's really very, very good. Okay, because you are really rewarded after all, something like that. Okay, and they will never fail to be a proud parents by me also. Okay, not only baby, but also the oldest sister. Okay. During, commencement exercise, during the rankings or whatever, honor students, blah, 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 so and so, blah, blah, blah. So they are very, very proud also. Okay? So they will never regret it also because, I'll never do such cooking like this, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm the youngest. I am very, very dependent with my brothers and sisters. Okay? They just leave me do my stuffs in my studies, something like, especially in high school and college. But in college, I do really the yung sinangay, do the fetching of water, and then there's a bamboo. You get the bamboo, and then there's lifting like a metallic rod, something rod, and then it will be attached to the gallon of water, and then we will do that because we are living in the, I think it's a squatter area, something like that. I have to admit it, right? It is a semi-squatter area or an informal settler, okay? Like that, we're living in just like that. We don't have our own supply of water. Only the companies providing us a source of water. And it's very far over, like blah, blah, blah. But most of the times, I'm enjoying my stuffs and studying, reading books, like that. Because they will hit me if my sister beat me also, right? And then I'm very, very thankful with her that I carry that culture and attitude when growing up because I keep on studying when I was in high school and college because of her. Discipline, very disciplinary sister. And then I cried a lot when I was in elementary. She hit me too much like this. And then in order just for me to study. Okay? Because at that age, really, you have to play, right? When you are young, you have to play a lot. But then she really pushes me to study and I cried a lot. Okay? Then times go on and I adopt that style, high school and college. Then in the end, I am very, very thankful with her because it carries a culture and for me to apply that method the way she is trying to teach me before. Okay, so I'm very, very happy and very thankful with her. Blah, blah, blah. I am very playful. During the hello guys, I'm just washing my mouth. Please wait. Okay. Don't worry, I'm coming back. Gosh. Coffee. Okay, this is coffee, right? Nescafe. My gosh. What are the benefits for this? There's a labeling and packaging at the back of your Nescafe bottle, and if you're able to know some certain or specific ingredients that are good to the health, then you can refer to this packaging statements declared at the back of this bottled Nescafe. Okay, like that. Okay, so careful sometimes when you go to the market and you'll be able to see those packaging statements, the ingredients, the nutrients, to help a lot also to be conscious with your diet, to be conscious with your health, immune system, something like that. And you also be clever enough to read the packaging statements, the nutritious or the nutritional information facts listed on a particular product, something like that. Okay? When you go to the store, public markets, or whatever, chupa, chupa, chu, chu, then you have to read it carefully. Unsaturated fatty acids. What is that all about? Then you have to research and read. Okay? If you have data, go to the Google, identify what's the meaning for the unsaturated, and then you can understand what's meaning that. Okay? Like that. And you can find also saturated fatty acids like this, trans fats like this. You can research and read what's the meaning for that. Okay, every time you will encounter, as a sort of advice, every time you will encounter the very difficult terms that you never understand in your entire life, even up to now, consult the Google understand. So in the second reading, if that terms will appear also in a certain articles or whatever, in a post, in a certain Facebook or whatever, you can now understand what's the meaning of that deep words. Okay, that's the technique, that's English technique. If you cannot be familiarized with those terms and words, then you will go to the dictionary and research for yourself. Okay, your instructors will never do that for you. That's your own strategy. In order you can add additional learning for the synonymous terms. Okay, synonymous terms, different words, but have the same meaning. Okay, something like that. Antonyms, words that have opposite meaning. Homonyms, words that have the same form, okay, but different meanings. Okay, like that. So be careful for the basic English also. Homonyms, antonyms, and antonyms. Okay, and you have to be able to, especially in the examination, also English examination, what is the reverse for this particular term? And then you'll be able to, oh my gosh, we like this. Because you don't like English. Okay, so you cannot deny it. English is very important for this modern world. Okay, we are now advanced technology. We are facing now. Okay, then you have to understand English well also, right? Okay, the knowledge of comprehension, something like that. Okay, because English is a universal language and it is the worldwide adopted language communication skills all over the world. And you will be able to know that also. And practice, practice, practice makes it perfect. Okay, like this. Okay. Do not cook with written, huh? I advise you to communicate well in your family, for your brothers and sisters, your mother, like that. Practice English all the time in your home, not only in the school. I advise you should also practice that in your home and in your schools or whatever you are doing now. You practice it so that you can communicate well in English. Okay? Prove it that not all engineers are bad in English. There are also some engineers are good in English or fluent in English. It's a wrong connotation. It's a wrong statement that they will say most of the engineers cannot speak English well. No, it's not all. There are some can speak English well and fluent. Okay? Tell you honestly for that. It depends on the person. Okay? We cannot judge according to the level of the certain person, the way he projected in the, in the community or whatever, in the work. We cannot judge a certain person like this. Okay? Oh my gosh, my coffee takes a long time for me to prepare my coffee. My gosh. And this coffee has no sugar. Okay? Oh my gosh. I limit my sugar intake. I don't want this carbon 12 H22O11 will occur in my internal digestive system. You know that one? 12 atoms of carbon, 22 atoms of hydrogen, and 11 atoms of oxygen. I hate that one. So this is sugar, or sucrose, or fructose. Sucrose and fructose have the same formula. Carbon 12 H22O11. Okay? Bear that in your mind. So after 2 years, after 5 years, after 20 years, you'll never forget the formula of sugar. It is carbon 12, H22O11. The subscripts means the number of atoms of each element in that particular compound known as sugar or sucrose or fructose. There's also another sugar, the glucose. The glucose formula is not the same as the sucrose or the fructose. It is 6 atoms of carbon, 12 atoms of hydrogen, and 6 atoms of oxygen. See, they are all both sugars, but they don't have the same chemical formula. That's the power of our Lord our God creating those elements in the universe. Okay? And sometimes scientists cannot explain that because it is the divine power of God that made that everything for us. Okay? That's it. There are things that the scientists cannot explain. Only God can explain, okay, for all and everything that exists in this contemporary world. Everything is measured by the Almighty God. Okay? Like sugar. Okay? And you have very different families. Monomer, okay? Disaccharides, okay, polysaccharides, monosaccharides, lactose, maltose, fructose. Oh, okay? Blah blah blah, so and so. And this have no taste. The coffee has no taste. Okay? I don't put sugar. I'm afraid. I regulate the blood, okay, the glucose level of my blood. Charot. May ganon? Yes. Okay, because of diabetes. Okay, type 2 diabetes and diabetes mellitus. Okay, too much level of glucose level in the blood. Okay. Not also the salts also, you have to regulate. Salts, specifically the sodium, okay? Sodium, the sodium chloride, the table salt that we have in our kitchen also, okay? Not only that, the MSG also, right? Monosodium glutamate, okay? Found in the, Ajinomoto for the tastes of your food. Be careful for that also, okay? I'm not telling you to stop applying it and using it, but you have only to be clever to control the level of the dosage during your ingredients mixing or whatever, or during your input choice, of course. Okay, because there are a lot of coverage, right? Thin, fat, obesity, healthy, and we can determine that through the BMI, body mass index, by adapting or by having your height and your weight. Okay, that's why we regulate our weight. Okay, weight in terms of kilograms or grams or pounds or whatever. So as you can see, right, there are also terms that are not, not good to hear. For example, your body mass. Most of the people are using body weight, right? Not the body mass. Actually, it's just the same. But mass is the most appropriate term for that, right? It's not the weight. It can be changed. It can be used interchangeably. Don't worry. Okay. I'm talking about the gravity. Okay, acceleration due to gravity. Because if you're talking about weight, you are referring to the gravitational pull of your energy towards the Earth's surface. So you are applying now the gravity, and then the acceleration due to gravity, something like that. So if you use weight, you must carry that acceleration due to gravity. Okay, but if mass, no such that issue. So if I will tell, what is your body mass? Meaning to say you are standing, you are not moving, right? I am correct. Because if you are just standing, your gravity is constant. Okay? Ano ba to? And if you are walking, you produce an acceleration, okay? The definition of acceleration will be the speed, the velocity over the time, and it carries a distance, right? And then the time when you reach is there. So you have an acceleration. So you will say, wait, the weight of the person, how much when he walks from reference A to reference B? What is the weight of that person? And then you will carry now the acceleration due to the gravity. And now if that person is just only standing, and then the mass is just equal to the weight, I think so. Because there's no acceleration due to gravity if you are just only standing. Am I correct or not? Review also. I'm in trouble, oh my gosh. Or the potential energy, okay? An energy at rest, and kinetic energy, an energy at motion, something like that. Oh my gosh. A lot of energy. Okay? Because energy is the capacity to do work. Oh my gosh. Oh, the coffee is very, have a great aroma. Wow, aroma talaga. Okay. Tagal ko na nagsimula sa ano ko, my gosh. First na gantang fan, okay? Hello guys, what's the time now? We are going to run this for a while. Oh, my notebook. What do you see my notebook? It's level science. I have a notebook in science and I have also the notebook in mathematics. Oh my gosh. Where's my notebook in mathematics? I forgot. I forgot to, Oh. Okay. Guys, colligative properties are very enjoyable also. You have to calculate the freezing point, like that, the boiling point, elevation, the freezing point elevation, something like that, the osmotic pressure, the osmosis, something like that, the vapor pressure lowering. Actually, the vapor pressure lowering, Raolts Law is an example for that. So we can say also that Raolts Law is an application of the colligative properties. Okay, so what is colligative property? The colligative property, oh my gosh, depends on the number of particles, like ions or molecules of a solute in a given amount of solvent. Remember, the number of ions and particles, meaning to say, whatever the identity or the nature of that solute, it doesn't matter. It only matters on the number of particles that contain ions or molecules of a solute in a given amount of solvent. That is colligative properties. Okay? And there are 4 colligative properties in our chemistry, as we can remember, right? Number 1 is the vapor pressure lowering. Number 2 is the boiling point elevation. Number 3 is the freezing point depression. And number 4 is the osmotic pressure. Then this osmosis or osmotic pressure is very applicable now in our new technology today in the production of pure water. Osmotic pressure, because it will run through the white color, and through that filter there's a semi-permeable membrane, and then the water will go there and it will be filtered out the impurities of that water. So what will come out now is a little bit purified water through the process of osmosis. Okay, the solvent is undergoing the passing through the semi-permeable membrane, which is the water filter, and it is osmotic pressure is being applied there, or what we call as the osmosis, and that is one of the examples of the colligative properties. Okay, so we have the vapor pressure lowering, examples of Raolts Law, and the osmotic pressure examples also of that. Colligative properties, and the boiling point and the freezing point also. By the way, the elevation and the depression constants, we have also, right? Boiling point depression constant, freezing point depression constant, we write that as key F, capital key, small letter key F. Actually, whatever letters you'll be able to represent, it's just the same, right? It's just only hypothetical. Meaning it does not have relevance. The purpose only is to, is to remember easily from other constants. Because there are a lot of constants in mathematics and in science, right? Then to remember that easily, we can have a specific constant that we'll be able to use. In this case, we use a small letter key for that. So key F is for freezing point, because the small letter F stands for freezing. So that is freezing point, depression constant, like that. And then we have for the key B, small letter key, small letter B, that is a boiling point, the elevation constant. And those constants again and again and again will be found in the handbook, handbook, I don't know. What I am really sure of is the Chemical Engineer's Handbook and the Mechanical Engineer's Handbook, because we are very close with each other. Okay, we studied also some of their subjects, and they studied also some of our subjects, especially in thermodynamics and in fluid mechanics. Okay, like that, or in a fluid flow. We studied it, and mechanical engineers also studied it, something like that. So we are very, very close with each other. Okay, but they are more on the physical and mechanical aspects. We are more on the physical and chemical aspects. Okay, like that. That will really vary for that reasons, something like that. Basically, we are very close with each other. Okay, like that. So if there are mechanical engineers in the plant, there are also chemical engineers in the plant. Something like that. Or something like complementary with each other. I think so. Okay, because we study also equipment and the centers also for equipment. Okay, and we study also for what is going the process to be that equipment, and we study also for that, something like that. Though there are things that we are only studying the basic and they go deeper because they are really for equipment, right? And they are only studying for the basic for the reactions for the chemicals, but we studied also in the basic, but they will never go also in the deeper side, something like that. But it's more on related with each other. But there are also some engineering courses related to us, especially electrical. We also studied electrical, practical electricity, blah blah blah, so on. So okay, but not more on the mechanical. Okay, like because it's only electricity for the electrons, protons, and the resistance. Okay, like the electromagnetic cell or photovoltaic cell in the battery to generate electricity. So we also studied that also in chemical engineering, specifically not only chemical engineering, all engineering courses studied also that in physics. Okay, physics 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the physics lab. It will be demonstrated there. There was a bulb, and it will be connected to the battery, and then the bulb will light it up, something like that. Okay. Pumunta naman sa mga ganon, in fairness. Okay. Pumunta sa ganon chupas. Okay? I love coffee so much. Then, in 9 o'clock, or the evening before I sleep, I also drink green tea. Because green tea is good also for digestion process. Okay? And it also it's also help for the, filtering the toxins or toxic substances in your body. It will help the liver, for the function of the liver, this green tea, something like that. It will neutralize some of the acidity, like that, in our digestive system. So that's why when you drink that green tea in the next morning, your urine is very clear, like that. You got good bowel movement, okay, the removal of your wastes, human wastes are very free, like that, very comfortable for you if you drink green tea every day also. Okay, in my part, before I sleep, I will drink green tea because it's very good for the digestion process, something like that. Also in the filtering of some of the toxins in our body, something like that. Okay? Green tea in the evening, and in the morning, in the afternoon, it could be about coffee. And that will be fine. Then others also not drink coffee because they're afraid for the caffeine. Okay? Caffeine also has a negative impact also sometimes, okay? You will be panicked, something like that, because it makes you energetic all the time, and then you can think properly because you are restless due to the coffee, and your heart beats also always like this. You always feel what do you call this one? Fear, because of your heart beats faster because you drink too much coffee. That's also the bad impact for the coffee. Okay, there's also bad impact. Okay, anything that is good have also the bad impact. There's no such as perfection. Okay, all you have to do is under the balance level. Okay, it's very nice to balance everything, right? Just like a chemical equilibrium, right? Balance, steady state reaction. The rate of the reactant is equal to the rate of the product, and it should be under the equilibrium, steady state process. So in that equilibrium, we can get the desired or exact amounts what we are trying to solve for, especially in chemistry, physics, even unit operations. I think so, right? In the overall material balance, OMP. Okay, like that. Dealing with masses. Mass that comes in, masses that comes out, blah blah blah, recovery, something like that. and then you draw something like that. It's very enjoyable also. Hello guys! Okay. Okay, mag-solve na ka. Okay. Siguro na kaya akong stretch pa moment. In Henry's law and Raolts law, there's also a little slight difference. Though it is interrelated with each other or linked with each other, but there's still a slight difference between the two laws. Okay, because I think so. There's an introduction of volatile solute and non-volatile solute. Now you will be able to ask me, what is a volatile solute? Like that. Okay, by definition, let us say in English or in a dictionary, volatile means that guy has a very volatile, attitude, meaning to say changeable attitude. So if we try to equate that with a solute, those solute is going to be like that also. Very changeable and restless, so they will be able to react with other substances. So that's the volatile solute. Okay? And the non-volatile solute is not really that kind of attitude. So your personality is non-volatile, meaning you only have one type of attitude. If you have so many attitudes and it's very changeable and a lot or versatile, then you are a volatile person. Like that, if you try to equate that words in in general, something like that. So if you try to apply it in a scientific approach, okay, volatile means highly evaporative. Evaporative meaning it is highly vaporizable. Okay, it will vaporize easily, especially when you apply it, or even standing that normally without the presence of heat. Okay, for example, alcohol that is volatile. Okay, because it is highly evaporative. If you put alcohol and you just place that in the ground with the direct heat of the sun, time will come, all of your alcohol will be evaporated out. There's no alcohol left anymore because that is volatile substance or volatile liquid. So, highly evaporative, meaning to say the molecules of the particular liquid will highly vaporize into the atmosphere. Okay, even without the application of it sometimes. Okay, you will just stand it for a long period of time, it will evaporate, something like that. That's the reason also that all the have covering. Okay, covering of the alcohol. Okay, aside from it will spill to the ground, okay, you will intake that during inhalation, it will poison you. That's also part of the reason. Because if you don't put cover on that, it will also vaporize and there's no more alcohol left in the bottle in the next morning, whatever, because it will evaporate. That is a volatile solute, something like that. Volatility. Okay, non-volatile is another thing. Okay, it is not highly evaporative. It is not vaporizable, but it will just vaporize later through the application of a desired heat at a certain boiling point level. Meaning, naturally, in the natural appearance, if you place that, it will there in the table, it will not evaporate by its natural occurrence. So that's the difference. But volatile, even if you will put that on the table, it will just evaporate. Okay, little by little. So that's the difference between non-volatile and volatile. So in Henry's law, in Raolts law, the application of volatilities, it could either be the non-volatile solute and the volatile solute are being applied there. So there's a difference now. We introduce that in the equation. Okay? So if we introduce that, so we matters now on the solubility, especially for the mole fraction of that solute or solvent if you want to. Okay, but in the Raolts law, we're not dealing with solute in most cases. It's always solvent. Solvent in a ideal liquid mixture above the solution. Oh my gosh, parang nakakagulo. Okay, again. Solvent in an ideal liquid mixture above the solution. Meaning solution, meaning to say component A plus component B. Okay, For example, component A will be iodine. Oh my gosh, iodine gas. May ganun. Tapos component B will be chlorine ka, sorry. Okay, like that. So A and B, and you get the mole fraction of the two, something like that. And you can, but you get first the number of moles each before going to the mole fraction. That is for the solvent, in the Henry's law, not the solute. Okay, that's the difference also. Okay, so we are not the Raolts Law. Okay, like that. In the Raolts Law, oh my gosh, the vapor pressure of the solution in each component in ideal liquid mixture above the solution is equal to the mole fraction of the pure solvent in an ideal liquid mixture times the partial pressure. Partial pressure of the solvent in a ideal liquid mixture above the solution. So meaning solvent. Okay, you remember that one, solution, solvent. But the Henry's law, gas. Or it could be solute, something like this. Okay, and then the Henry's law limitation only is usually for water solution. Okay, in most cases. Okay. It is not adaptable to the, for example, if I have dichloromethane, oh my gosh, nagkalalim, dichloromethane, the chloroform, the acetone, like that, and the water, it could no longer be applied because it's more on the water solution, the Henry's law. There's the possibility it will not be applied to the Raolts law. Okay? So, like that. It's more on the Raolts law. But it is also on the problem. You have to analyze the problem well. Who knows? It can be applied also. But generally, it is not applicable to that kind of situation for the Henry's law. So, in short, Henry's law is more basic compared to the Raolts law. We can easily answer most of the problems of Henry's law because dealing only with a solution, a chaos solution. You know that? A chaos solution. Usually inorganic solute plus water. Okay? But for the Raolts law, K-ano. Yung K-ano meaning kahit ano. Whether it is inorganic, it is organic, okay? Volatile, non-volatile, right? That is applicable there. So in short, Raolts law is more complicated compared to the Henry's law. It's a headache for most of the engineering students, this Raolts law. Okay, because there's a graph, you have to make a graph, blah blah blah, so and so. Okay, and it's shown to the graph. It is a continuous rising of this vapor pressure after solving one component. The second component also, you have to solve it, and the graph goes higher like that. Okay, you have to have a graphical representation of your explanation. Something like that. But I don't have to do that graphical explanation, right? I just have to state that that's gotta be the Raolts law with application of volatile solute, graphical. But non-volatile, it's not really that graphical. We can solve that only through mathematical computations, basic computations like that. Okay? Oh my gosh. I will give you an example later. I choose an example that is applicable to all na lang siya in the Raolts law. Okay? So there are 4 questions in a row and there is only one problem. Okay? Again, don't be afraid that the unit of the pressure is always torr. Torr. Just put in your mind 760 torr is equals to 1 atmosphere. Okay? I'll discover yesterday, sorry for that. Okay. But basically it's just the same, right? It states there, atmosphere. I'm talking about the pressure. Okay? Atmospheric pressure. When you say atmospheric pressure, it's only the pressure in the surroundings. Okay, like that. Normal pressure for the surrounding. Okay? Like that. It's not the pressure of the solvent, the liquid, blah, 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 so it's not like that. It's atmospheric pressure. I'm talking for the STP. Okay? The standard pressure. Okay? Like this. Sorry. Okay. It's stated there that 1 atmosphere, oh my gosh, yes, 1 atmosphere, bali pala siya, 1.013, actually, pala naman siya, we'll just try to state that as 1 bar is equals to 1 atmosphere, but in the, as what I've read, it's 1.013 uh, bar is equals to 1 atmosphere, something like that. Check that for you also. So there's a little difference in the point something. But I think they rounded off that as 1 because it's nearly negligible on the decimal point spaces, right? During the computation, it will just gain the same answers. I think so. That's why we just rounded off as the same. 1 bar is equals to 1 atmosphere. But actually, it's not the same in figure thoroughly or completely. It has decimal places difference, slight difference of something 0.01013. Okay, but it's just the same. 1 bar is equals to 1 atmosphere because we rounded off that due to the reason that it doesn't matter during problem solving, like that or whatever. It's just the same during the computation. It doesn't matter that 0.013. I'm just telling you that there's a slight difference on the decimal places. Okay. Okay, don't forget for the units of the atmosphere also because we're dealing for pressures in the Henry's law and the Raolts law. And it's very important to take note the units of the pressure. Okay, 760 mmHg is equals to 1 atmosphere, right? Like that. 1 bar is equals to 1 atmosphere. 1 bar is equals to 14.7 psi, pound per square inch. Okay, P stands for pound. S stands for square. I stands for H. That's why PSI. Okay, that's acronym or like this. I told you before, it's very easy to use abbreviation to understand further some of the units or some of the formulas or for the representation of your discussion, something like that. Okay, but I read some problems. It's more related to the tour. Okay. Because some problems will deceive you, okay? If you use the Tor and you have no pressure, and then, for example, it is multiple choice, and the choices is not given in Tor, it's in atmosphere. So it will be in trouble. You still convert that one. And then you think the numerical figure is just the same, you cannot find the answer because it's not been converted into atmosphere. So you should be also alert with that kind of strategy with the examination. Okay? Like that. Gosh. Or in the problem, the given are torque, but in the end, you will ask, what is the pressure in atmosphere, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and your solution is always in torque, and you think that the answer is already in torque, you have to convert it in atmosphere, because the last question is, what is the pressure in atmosphere man siya? O parang ganon. Okay, so the power of visualization through the use of your sense of sight. Okay, it's very useful also in solving problems or anything in a comprehension of in particular problem solving cases, something like that. Okay? Hello everybody. You're still listening? It would be better that I will write the formulas, right? In order for us to understand further. Okay, my gosh. Where's my scratch papers? Oh. It's lost. We don't slow. Physical chemistry goes shop. Gosh. Okay, guys. Are you still there? Wait for a while. I'll just have to do something. Okay, before proceeding to the, Hello guys. Chats. Why it's not been charot. I'll be doing the, Raolts Law, the physical chemistry discussion. So just wait for a while. I just invite everybody to, not everybody, some. Okay. For now, I will be able to use the clean papers for the purpose of our discussion this moment. Oh my gosh. Okay. And before that, I feel a little bit hungry at this point in time because I don't even eat my breakfast due to the reason that I do that fasting unexpectedly due to my sleeping scheme that I sleep. Sorry, my tongue was, what do you call that one? Twirl. Okay, my tongue was twirl. Sorry for that because I am a Bisaya. Okay. Okay, due to my sleeping scheme, okay, then I forced to have my intermittent fasting, and my breakfast was being eliminated out of a sudden or unexpectedly, by the way. Okay, and then my stomach is hungry a little bit, not very extremely hungry. It's just only slight hungry, and I have to eat the skyflakes. Okay, ganon. Skyflakes for life. And this is skyflake. This is a skyflake. No. Right? What is the validity? You have also to check the validity and expiry dates of certain products because it's very also useful, especially for the issue of poison. It will be poison to you if it will reach the validity date and expiry date, and it will undergo food contamination in your digestive system, and you will get sick for that. Be careful also for the expiration date or the validity date of a certain product, and you have to be alert on that. Check and inspect every product that you bought on the store before eating and before using or whatever for that reason. Okay? That's it. Okay? I will show you like this, right? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord, for these skyflakes. Oh my gosh. Oh, but before touching itself, the skyflakes, I have to, wipe with, a cleansing sanitizers. Okay? Disinfectant. Kill the bacteria, germs, and any bad microorganisms that will accumulate in my bare hands at this moment in time. So in order for me, I can eat safely the skyflakes, then without any problems through my health, and I have to do the disinfection of the bare hands surface of my hands, right? For a moment. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, I wash my hands and I use the hand sanitizers because the hand sanitizers have a mixture of alcoholic substance, the glycol family. Okay, glycol means alcohol. Okay, alcohol would not mean only ethyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol family. Okay, S with OL in organic chemistry. That's OL family or all family. There's a lot, ethylene glycol, like not only the ethyl alcohol, ethanol, propanol. That's not only that. That's the most common. In organic chemistry, there's a lot higher than that. And do you think also that cholesterol is one form of alcohol? Okay? Because it is in OL. But the application is not the same as with the ordinary alcohol. It's just a difference of the application, but still an alcohol family because it ends with OL. Higher form of alcohol. But the application is not the same as with ethyl alcohol, ethanol, propanol, like that. Okay? Ethyl alcohol is the same as ethanol, okay? Propanol is the same as propyl alcohol, and organic chemistry will discuss to you that. Okay? Why? Okay? I will never discuss that now because we are not dealing with organic chemistry right now. Okay? Like that. So, there is a disinfectant, ingredient for the sanitizer, and it will really, kill all the bacteria that will accumulate in your hands. Okay, or germs like this. O, diba? My goodness. My coffee must becoming cold now. Because I talk too much. Hello guys. Let's eat skyflakes for life. Right? Now, I will tell you guys, I will be able to issue an error statement a while ago regarding the molality, right? I spoke on one of my live streamings that I said that it is a kilogram of, solvent to over kilogram of solution, something like that. It was really wrong as I reviewed. So my stock knowledge was failed for that particular issue. Molality is not that, okay? Molality, by the way, is the moles of solute per kilogram of water, okay? Or kilogram of solvent, something like that, okay? It depends what is your solvent on that particular solution. Okay, but most of the time it is aqueous, that's why it is kilogram of water. Okay, 1 kilogram of water, If we don't put the numerical figure 1, that means 1 kilogram of water. That would be helpful also during the conversion of molarity to molarity. Because sometimes we need to convert it in terms of molarity, which is moles of solute per liters of solution. And take account that 1 kilogram, that will be your basis for your calculation for the water. It will be automatically the 1,000 grams, blah, 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 so and so. Then you can compute for the number of moles also, because it has the molecular weight, something like that. Okay? Because you need to compute also for the mole fraction of the solute. Okay? Like that. Okay, sorry for that. Again, it is moles of solute divided by 1 kilogram of solvent. Okay, it depends what kind of solvent you will be dealing with. Okay, but most of the time, aqueous solution, meaning 1 kilogram of water. It depends on the problems you'll be able to encounter here. But most of the time in the laboratory, chemistry laboratory, it is always aqueous solution. It is 1 kilogram of water. Okay. But there are also in some cases, especially in the experiments, okay, you need to add, for example, alcohol to dichloromethane, which is also liquid, something like that, okay, or the formaldehyde, you add it to the, for example, butyric acid, oh my gosh, butyric, okay. Butyric acid or butanoic acid is an acid found in butter. Okay? B-U-T-T-E-R. if you eat bread and you put the batter as your sandwich in your sliced bread, then you are taking in your system the butanoic and butyric acid, or butyric acid. And this butanoic and butyric acid will also react for some of the basic substances inside your digestive system and other of the acids there. Okay? Just like that. So if you try to deal with all the chemicals that will go inside our body, then we will get crazy. At the same time, it's also useful for you because we are now we can understand the toxins out of it. We can easily project. We can easily determine that is toxic or not, like this, through the identification of what particular compound or that your body has to be received digestive system. Received talaga. Ano bang tawag doon, di ba? Receive. Your body try inside digestive system will receive. Ganon. Finish na yung skyflake. Oh my gosh. Nabiging skyflakes, in fairness. Diba? Okay, magsuwat na ako. In fairness. Okay, makunis siya. Oh my gosh. Ang imo. Okay. Raolts Law. Raolts Law, vapor pressure of the solution, let's say underlined at the top of the letter P, and there's no circle. That would mean only the what we call this one, the natural pressure. It's not the vapor pressure like this. But in this Raolts Law, our capital P is just vapor pressure. Sometimes it depends also to the topic, because other topics are putting like underline on the above letter P and it's partial pressure for identification only. Okay, so just don't be confused. Okay, this is vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of the solution is equal to the mole fraction of the component or the pure solvent, okay, and then the partial pressure. I will just put underline because the P on the solution like this, right? You can see this one. So to take it will have a confusion. So I'll just put okay. It's gonna be like this. Okay, I explain this shot. Okay, vapor pressure of a solution is equals to the mole fraction of a solvent in a given ideal liquid mixture times the partial pressure of the solvent given in an ideal liquid mixture. So that is Raolts Law. Forget the Raolts Law for a while. Okay. Now this Raolts Law are obeying the ideal gas law also on the definition of it. Okay, so we remember the Dalton's law, partial pressure. Okay, so the total pressure, or we mean the total pressure of the solution. Okay, it's just the same, right? The only problem is that if you have so many components, gas A, gas B, gas C, gas D, something like that. But in most cases, the problems would only have two gases in one particular problem. So that would not matter a lot. So, the total pressure in Dalton's law, okay, this is Dalton's law, right? Total pressure, partial pressure of component A, plus partial pressure of the component B, okay? This is the second equation. Okay, the second equation would tell us that this came from the Dalton's law of partial pressures. The partial pressure component A plus partial pressure component B plus partial pressure component C is equal to the total pressure. Now, both Raolts law of partial pressure obeying the ideal gas principle. So we could say that the vapor pressure solution is equal to the total pressure in Raolts law. So equal naman siya. So PP is equal to P solution like this. We try to connect the concept because sometimes we are confused why it's being connected like this. Because of the principle is both are ideal of gas solution. It obeys. If it does not obey, then it will be connected also like this. This one. So total pressure came from the Dalton's law of pressure is equal to the vapor pressure of the solution came from the Raolts law. So we could say now vapor pressure of the solution, Raolts law, okay, is also equal to the partial pressure of component A plus partial pressure of the component B plus partial pressure of the component C, right? Take a look. Okay? Wala siya may tabo. Okay? Now, we have the mole fraction. Okay? The mole fraction in Dalton's law of partial pressure is just the same. You can apply that also in Raolts law. To put that here, it's just the same. But in the Raolts law, by applying the volatile solute, okay, it would now be XA plus XB is equals to 1. This is only referring to two components. Huh? If there are three components, you can also say XA plus XB plus XC plus XB, or to the infinity is equals to 1. It's just only given in an ideal solution most of the times. Okay, so that is XA mole fraction of component A plus mole fraction of component B is equals to 1. This one. So do not forget that the mole fraction is represented by the letter X. Okay? So XA plus XB is equal to 1, meaning component of a gas 1 plus component of a gas 2, or fractions both, is equal to 1. Okay? And then if you have now the partial pressures of each component, then you try to relate that with the vapor pressure, because you are adding now the volatile solute in Raolts law. So there is also individual formula for the partial pressure A, B, and C components. Okay, we can say that as partial pressure of component A is equals to the mole fraction. Ganon siya. Oh, diba? We have now this. Okay, this formula. Partial pressure of component A is equal to the vapor pressure of the component A times the mole fraction of the component A. Vapor pressure here is represented with a circle at the top of capital letter P. That's only an identification between vapor pressure and the partial pressure, so that we cannot be confused, because all are pressures. Okay, this is the main reason only. Okay, but it depends on you. If you are very, very intelligent enough, then no need to put something. But most of the students, generally, they will be confused. All of us will be confused. That's why. And component B, partial pressure of component B is equals to the mole fraction of component B times the vapor pressure of component B, like this. Okay, like this. Partial pressure of the component B is equal to the mole fraction of the component B times the partial pressure of the component B, like this. So all are B's, okay? 2 lang. We shall limit only to 2 components, ha? Because normally lectures 2 naman talaga siya. It also seldom and rare, but in most cases, only 2 components of gas are being added. Okay? Like that. Now, of the solvent, okay? We can still use that equation all the time. Okay. Now, our mole fraction here have 2 formulas. Okay, not only in terms of the number of moles, but also in the terms of the pressure fractions. So how can we do this? Okay, the mole fraction of A component is equal to the partial pressure of the A component divided by the vapor pressure of the solution. Okay, we assume already the mole fraction of A is equal to the partial pressure of A over the vapor pressure of the solution, which is equal to P solution. Okay, like that. Because we also confuse the word vapor because our symbol has no letter V, right? So don't care about that. As long as it is pressure. Okay, the solution is always vapor pressure of the solution. It's not partial pressure of the solution. It's not also, but it is vapor pressure of the solution. Solution has one because this is very important in the problem solving. Maybe you will subtract partial pressure components. Okay, like that. Okay, so and now we can compute the partial pressure of each component also, right? In terms of the mole fraction. So let's focus on the mole fraction of A component na lang siya. Okay? XA is equal to the partial pressure of A over the vapor pressure of solution, meaning P solution. Okay, ano naman siya? Oh, this one na. Sorry guys, sorry for those who are not engineering courses, it's a little bit higher. Okay, and so also for the high school students, this is now on the college level discussion under the chemical engineering, physical chemistry. But if you just follow me and go over for the discussion, you can understand easily because we can derive step by step the formula which are basic on the also. Okay, like this. Just follow the sequence, what I am trying to point out, something like that. Okay. It's equals to the partial pressure of B over the vapor pressure of solution, like this. So mole fraction of B is equal to the partial pressure of B component over the vapor pressure of the solution. So meaning to say, the capital P solution is always the vapor pressure of the solution. It's no longer the PT or total pressure as what has Dalton's law explained before. This is a slight difference already. Okay? Because that is only total pressure man siya. And this is vapor pressure of the solution. Flow is just the same solution, meaning A component plus B component, the variable representation, and in concept also. Okay? This is very helpful also in a long problem. These formulas I presented to you, this is very helpful in a long problem also. This one. Because you will be given long problem, and this can be used one by one. Something like you will graph. For example, XA like this, XB like this, and you plot one by one like this, and you can achieve a graph that is a linear, it's going up, continuous, or smoothly, or even or a curve. But what I understand, the Raolts law is always inclined line going up, okay, like this. So, because if you try to do that one by one, it will just arrive to that kind of graph. So you don't need to one by one. It will take a long time. Okay. And it's only substitutions of issue like the value of x, and you plot it one by one like this, blah blah blah, so and so. And you can plot that after it's mathematics, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Touched
but actually this is also part of the chemistry somewhere in the, last part, one by one, right? And then, for example, XA, XB, and you have to plot the X and Y axis. Very easy, right? If you like this, you can plot like this, like X and Y. Remember in your, first year college, something like that. And there's a graphical form of paper, then you can plot that in your x-axis and the y-axis, and after that you can connect that. That would be your representation or graph. And we do have to do that here. Okay? So let's go directly what will be happening on the graph. Okay? The partial pressure will go up like this, huh? The partial pressure of component A will go like that, okay? And the partial pressure of the component B will go like this also, okay? Like this. After the plotting of the values of mole fractions X, XA and XB, okay? XA and XB is always like that. XA, XB. XA, XB, okay? Meaning x-axis, like this, okay? XA, X, and XB both are on the x-axis. Then after plotting that value, say for example, you can obtain a graphical representation like this, okay? Slant position going upward for both, okay? Partial pressure and partial pressure P, something like that, okay? So we can write now that as a total pressure is equals to, the pressure of the solution is equal, right? And then PA plus PB. Okay, partial pressure here, like that. Okay, mole fraction of and the vapor pressure of the A. Okay, and the other one also, this one. B. Okay, partial pressure of B is equal to mole fraction of A plus the vapor pressure of B, something like that. Okay, and here is our vapor pressure of B and the vapor pressure of A, something like that. Okay, it's gonna be the final result. Okay, after plotting the values of certain one-by-one computations, okay, like that. But if you are studying this one in your college, for example, this will be explained in detail. Okay, the instructor will just tell you to do it, and you will be given a time for this. Okay, but for now, no need. Okay, I don't have students also. Okay, like this in actual, and we have to buy that kind of graphical paper for the plotting of points. This is not, you have to like this, x-axis, y-axis, and you have to put 1, 2, 3, 4 on the x-axis and y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and you have to plot that both, and then the intersection of the two axes will be your point, and then connect the points, total points, and then it will form the graph, the graphical representation. So this is like this. The slants represents the partial pressures of each component. The vapor pressure of each component are represented on the two vertical lines, in the drawing. See, and the total pressure or the vapor pressure solution equals to the partial pressure of A plus partial pressure of B, something like that. Okay. But not all problems will do like this, because this is lengthy. Okay. It will never reach this far, drawing like this, because in the board examination, there's no such like this. Okay, it will just only ask how many blah blah blah, so and so, how many questions like this. Okay, you have to do it, solve it one by one. Okay, because this type of equations or this type of topics you cannot guess. Okay, you can guess the theories, the principles. Okay, but you cannot guess problem solving. That's the difference. Okay? Maybe you can guess if the choices are very far, something like that. But if the choices are very near with each other, and with the same unit, you will be confused. What are the best answers for that? Or the best answer for that? Okay, so I advise you have to solve it carefully. Okay, step by step, something like that. Okay, so this is gonna be. So I'll give you another problem. My gosh, hindi naman talaga. Wait for a while. I'll drink my coffee. Oh my gosh. Later, I'll be able to give you the problem for this Raolts Law. The problem is not very difficult. Really, it's just only lengthy, meaning it will take time to solve the problem. Okay, it's not difficult. Okay, but the problem is if too much lengthy, and sometimes it will be confused also during your solution method. It will be you will put the other one to the other one, and it will be missed, something like that. So you have to be careful like this. For the purpose of discussion only, okay, because in the actual examination it is time pressured. Okay, normally we'll be confused a little bit, but here no need because this is not time pressure. Okay, so you can solve carefully, systematically, one by one, and try to take note, the difference like that, and avoid erasures. Okay, okay, we will be using the pen or the pen or pencil. If there is a wrong or error, it will become dirty. So it will confuse me. Even I became confused. Okay, during the discussion, it's better to use the pencil. Okay, but the pencil for the purpose of discussion is very light also. Okay, that's why I use the pen that is more darker. Okay, in order for you guys to visualize clearly my statements written in the papers or the formulas written in the papers, something like that. So I use pencil pen. Okay, but you can use it there in your home pencils, no problem. Okay. Where's the problem? Example problem. Where's my science notebook? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Okay. Oh my gosh. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Okay, I have to end this first part of the discussion, and later we'll be having part 2 of the problem-solving discussion. Okay? Later. It is also lengthy. I assure you you will enjoy that one. It only involves basic mathematical operations. It doesn't involve square roots or or something like that. Okay? It's just a linear equation, or shall I say shift solve problem, directly substitution, employing the basic concepts and principles and formulas in the previous topics and you link to the newest topics for this Raolts Law, and then you can solve the problem more comfortably and more that it can be conceptual for all in your solution, in taking your calculation, something like that. Okay? It's just plus, minus, division, like this. Okay? Later, part will be for the problem solving. Again, if you like this first part of the video, please like, comment as a source of what academic information, then share. Okay? And then click the notification bell for some news updates of I am a senior eternal voice. Bye bye. God bless everybody. See you later. Woo!